You're here now. It feels almost too perfect, doesn't it? Like the universe itself nudged you with a gentle but insistent push right to this very moment. You've been searching, perhaps without even realizing it, for something more. A deeper understanding, a way to navigate this intricate tapestry of existence. This knowledge, this hidden wisdom, isn't found by accident. It's a calling, an echo from the divine that resonates with your soul's deepest longings. You've arrived at a crossroads, a place where the ordinary fades and the extraordinary begins to reveal itself. This journey we're embarking on is about unlocking the secrets of divine sequencing. It's about understanding how life isn't a chaotic jumble of events, but a meticulously orchestrated symphony. You'll discover that the reality you perceive, the world you interact with, is a direct reflection of your inner landscape. By grasping these fundamental patterns, you can move beyond feeling trapped by your circumstances and instead learn to align with the very flow of destiny, transforming what once felt like insurmountable limitations into pathways of profound liberation. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this. Now let's keep going. The universe often feels like a chaotic storm, a series of unpredictable events that buffet us this way and that. We grasp for control, trying to steer our little boats through tumultuous seas, only to be tossed about by forces seemingly beyond our influence. It's a disheartening feeling. This sense of being a pawn in a cosmic game where the rules are hidden and the outcome is always uncertain. Yet, what if that feeling of randomness is simply an illusion, a veil obscuring a far grander design? What if every encounter, every seemingly chance meeting, every pivotal moment was orchestrated with a precision that humbles the grandest of human endeavors? Imagine a choreographer, invisible yet all-powerful, guiding the steps of every atom, every star, every living being, ensuring that each movement serves a greater purpose. This isn't about fatalism, but about recognizing a profound interconnectedness, a divine intervention that ensures you are precisely where you need to be, when you need to be there, for reasons that will only become clear with time. This undeniable feeling that you are meant to be here, that this knowledge is coming to you at the perfect moment, is the first sign of this cosmic orchestration. It's the universe whispering its secrets, confirming that your arrival is no accident at all. But if this is all part of a grand, cosmic choreography, then what precisely are the steps? The ancient world was filled with whispers of wisdom, carried on the winds of time from minds that perceived reality with a clarity we often struggle to attain. Think of Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, a figure shrouded in myth, but whose teachings, the Hermetic Principles, have echoed through millennia, influencing philosophers, mystics, and alchemists. These were not mere theories. They were presented as immutable laws that govern the very fabric of existence. Hermes spoke of a reality intrinsically linked to our inner state. He didn't teach us how to bend the external world to our will through brute force, but through understanding the subtle, invisible threads that connect mind, spirit, and matter. The Hermetic tradition offers a map, a way to interpret the signs the universe presents, and to recognize that the external is merely a manifestation of the internal. These echoes from Thoth, as he was also known, suggest that the world around us isn't a separate entity acting upon us, but rather a responsive canvas. If this is true, and if the whispers of Hermes hold such profound power, then what is the foundational secret that makes all these principles function? At the very heart of Hermetic philosophy lies a singular, breathtaking truth. All is mind, not in a simplistic, everyday sense of I'm thinking about it, but in a profound, cosmic way. The universe, in its entirety, is a manifestation of a universal consciousness, an infinite, intelligent mind. Every star, every planet, every blade of grass, every thought you have, is an idea within this overarching intelligence brought into form. This principle, known as mentalism, is the cornerstone. It means that the tangible world you experience is not inherently solid or independent. Instead, it's a projection, a thought form made real. Your own consciousness is a spark of this universal mind, a microcosm reflecting the macrocosm. The very nature of reality itself is mental. This is an immense concept, one that can take time to truly sink in, as our everyday experience teaches us to believe in a purely material world. If all is mind, and your mind is a part of this universal consciousness, then the thoughts you hold have a creative power that extends far beyond what you might imagine. But what does it truly mean for your outer world to be a reflection of this inner mental state? Let's delve into that. You stand before a mirror. The image staring back, with its every nuance, its every imperfection and beauty, perfectly mirrors your posture, your expression, your very being. This is the essence of the law of reflection. Your external reality, the circumstances, the people, the events that populate your life, are not random occurrences. They are a direct, unvarnished reflection of your dominant inner thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If you feel a profound sense of lack, the world will present you with evidence of lack. If you cultivate joy and gratitude, the world will mirror that abundance back to you. This law is impartial, an unfailing cosmic echo chamber. It doesn't judge. It simply reflects what is being broadcast from within. This is a powerful realization, but also one that can feel daunting. It means we are responsible for what we experience, even when it feels unbearable. For this reflection to be conscious, for us to steer what is being mirrored back, we have to understand the fundamental energetic signal we are sending. And that signal, at its deepest level, is vibration. Everything in existence, from the smallest subatomic particle to the most distant galaxy, is in a constant state of motion. It vibrates. This is not just a scientific observation. It is a fundamental spiritual truth, the second hermetic principle, vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. This applies not only to physical objects, but to thoughts, emotions, and even the very essence of your being. Your consciousness, your very existence, is a unique vibrational frequency. You are a song, a melody played out in the cosmic symphony. The thoughts you entertain, the feelings you harbor, are simply different notes and rhythms within that song. Positive emotions like love and joy resonate at high frequencies, while negative emotions like fear and anger vibrate at lower frequencies. This inherent vibrational nature of all things explains how seemingly disparate elements can interact and influence each other. The principle of vibration is intimately connected to the law of reflection. Your internal vibrational state is what the universe mirrors back to you. But understanding this energetic dance requires us to consider how these vibrations interact and what happens when they clash, leading us to a crucial, often overlooked, aspect of spiritual law. Many stumble on the path to understanding these principles, not because the laws themselves are inherently complex, but because they approach them with a limited perspective, often clouded by ingrained societal conditioning and personal biases. They might grasp the concept of mentalism, that all is mind, but fail to integrate it fully, clinging to the illusion of a separate, material world. They understand vibration, but struggle to control or direct their own energetic output. This ignorance isn't willful malice. It's a consequence of centuries of a worldview that prioritizes the seen over the unseen, the tangible over the intangible. People try to force outcomes to manifest through sheer willpower, without understanding the fundamental energetic prerequisites. They might read about the law of attraction, but miss the crucial underlying principles that make it actually work, creating frustration and a sense of being perpetually stuck. This misunderstanding leads to a cycle of trying and failing, of feeling powerless against the perceived whims of fate. It's like trying to tune a radio to a specific station without knowing how to adjust the dial. The clear signal is there, but without the correct method, you're just left with static. This brings us to a pivotal concept that governs how these energies interact. Within the grand tapestry of existence, two opposing forces constantly dance, defining and refining each other. This is the principle of polarity, the third Hermetic law. It states that everything has an opposite, and these opposites are actually just two extremes of the same thing. Light and darkness, hot and cold, love and hate, good and evil. These are not fundamentally separate entities, but different degrees along a single spectrum. Think of it like a thermostat. You can turn the dial towards hot or towards cold, but both are merely expressions of temperature, a single measurable quality. The more you understand this principle, the less you will fear or be repulsed by what appears to be negative. You begin to see that every challenge, every shadow, holds within it the seed of its opposite, the potential for growth and light. This dance of opposites is not a battle to be won, but a dynamic interplay that creates the richness and complexity of life. It's the tension between these poles that generates energy and drives creation. Yet our innate desire to control these forces often leads us astray, preventing us from truly understanding how to work with them. So often, we believe that our power lies in our ability to control external circumstances, to bend the world to our will through sheer force of personality or relentless effort. We strategize, we plan, we push, we strive, convinced that this active manipulation is the key to achieving our desires. This is the illusion of control, a deeply ingrained human tendency that keeps us trapped in a cycle of striving and often disappointment. The Hermetic principles teach us a different way. They guide us toward understanding that true power isn't found in forcing things into being, but in aligning our inner landscape with the desired outcome. It's about tuning our own energetic frequency rather than trying to physically manipulate the symphony around us. When you attempt to force, you create resistance and friction, pushing against the natural flow of the universe. Tuning, on the other hand, involves understanding the underlying energetic laws and consciously adjusting your internal state to resonate with what you wish to experience. It's a subtle yet profound shift from external manipulation to internal alignment. But what is this underlying rhythm that governs all movement and change, ensuring that even resistance has its place? Everything that begins must also end. Every exhale is followed by an inhale. Every sunrise gives way to sunset. This is the relentless, undeniable pulse of the universe, the fourth Hermetic principle. Rhythm, everything flows both in and out. Everything has its tides. Everything has its seasons. Life is a constant ebb and flow, a cyclical movement that governs all manifestations, from the grandest cosmic cycles to the most fleeting human emotion. This principle explains why periods of intense activity are often followed by times of rest and integration. It's why your moods can shift, why fortunes can rise and fall. This isn't a sign of instability, but of the natural, inherent rhythm of existence. To fight this rhythm is to fight the very current of life itself, leading to exhaustion and resistance. To understand and work with it, however, offers immense power and grace. Recognizing these natural cycles allows us to move with greater wisdom and efficiency. We can learn to seize opportunities when they arise and to embrace periods of stillness when they present themselves, knowing that each phase serves a vital purpose in the grand design. But how does this rhythm connect to the unfolding of events and our ability to shape them? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is the fifth Hermetic principle, the law of cause and effect, often simply referred to as causality. It's a fundamental truth that underpins our understanding of how the universe operates. Every thought, every word, every deed sets in motion a chain of events that will, sooner or later, return to their source in some form. Nothing happens without a cause. There are no accidents, only consequences. This principle is the engine of conscious creation. When you understand that your thoughts and intentions are causes, you begin to grasp the immense power you hold to shape your reality. If you sow seeds of positivity, gratitude, and love, you will ultimately reap a harvest of corresponding experiences. Conversely, if your dominant thoughts and emotions are negative, you will attract circumstances that reflect that negativity. It's a system of perfect cosmic accounting. The challenge for many is recognizing that our internal states are the primary causes, not external events. We often blame circumstances for our unhappiness, failing to see that those circumstances are often the effects of our own previous mental and emotional causes. This is where many well-intentioned manifestation efforts falter, leading us to the next crucial point about the limitations of solely relying on superficial emotions. Many are drawn to manifestation techniques, eager to harness the power of positive thinking and emotion to attract their desires. They focus on feeling good, on visualizing success, and on maintaining a cheerful disposition. While positive emotions are undoubtedly a vital part of the energetic equation, relying solely on them without addressing the deeper underlying causes is like painting over a crumbling foundation. Emotion-based manifestation, when divorced from conscious intent and a deep understanding of causality, often proves to be a fleeting and ultimately ineffectual strategy. The universe doesn't respond to mere superficial feelings. It responds to the underlying beliefs and energetic patterns that create those feelings. You can try to feel joyful, but if deep down you harbor beliefs of unworthiness or fear, the universe will reflect that deeper truth. This creates a frustrating paradox where you feel like you're doing all the right things, yet the results don't materialize. True manifestation comes not just from feeling good, but from aligning your dominant thoughts, beliefs, and intentions with what you wish to create, understanding that every cause, no matter how subtle, will eventually produce its effect. This brings us to another foundational principle that governs creation and expression. At the heart of the creative process lies a fundamental duality, the sixth Hermetic principle. Gender. This principle states that everything has its masculine and feminine aspects, its active and passive energies. It's not about biological sex, but about the divine interplay of forces that bring all things into being. The masculine energy is typically associated with the active, assertive, directing principle, while the feminine is linked to the receptive, nurturing, form-giving principle. In the universe, as within ourselves, these energies are in constant interaction. The active or masculine energy initiates and directs, while the passive or feminine energy receives and incubates, bringing the initial impulse into tangible form. It is through the harmonious union of these two fundamental forces that all creation occurs. Understanding this duality allows us to consciously engage with both aspects of our being, leading to more complete and powerful creation. When we fail to acknowledge or integrate both the active and receptive aspects within ourselves. Our creative efforts can become unbalanced, either too forceful and ineffective or too passive and unrealized. This imbalance can impede our progress, keeping us from truly embodying the creative power that is our birthright. Recognizing this can ignite a profound shift in how we perceive ourselves and our capabilities. The journey of spiritual growth and transformation is not a linear march forward, but a spiral, an unfolding ascent where we revisit themes and lessons at deeper and ever more profound levels. This is the essence of awakening through identity. As we begin to understand these hermetic principles, we start to see ourselves not as fixed entities, but as dynamic centers of consciousness, capable of consciously choosing our identity and, by extension, our reality. Our limiting beliefs, the patterns of thought and emotion that have shaped our past experiences, are essentially false identities we have adopted. By applying the laws, by consciously choosing our thoughts and vibrations, we begin to shed these illusions. We reclaim our true nature as co-creators with the divine, realizing that our identity is not something bestowed upon us, but something we actively embody. This process is about recognizing that the external world is merely a reflection of our internal state, and that by consciously shaping our internal world, by choosing our identity, we in turn shape our external experience. It's a continuous cycle of refinement and revelation, leading us toward a profound understanding of how to weave these invisible threads into our daily lives. The true power of the Hermetic principles lies not just in theoretical understanding, but in their practical application. It's when we begin to consciously weave these invisible threads into the fabric of our everyday lives that transformation truly begins. This involves a deliberate and consistent application of mentalism, vibration, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. It means becoming aware of your dominant thoughts and beliefs, understanding that they are the causes that will inevitably produce their effects. It means consciously choosing to vibrate at a higher frequency, aligning your emotions with your desires rather than letting them be dictated by your circumstances. It involves embracing the interplay of opposites, understanding that challenge often contains the seed of opportunity. This practical application is an ongoing practice, a dedication to mindful living. It's about making conscious choices in every moment, understanding that each choice is a step in the direction of the reality you wish to create. But what happens when you fully integrate these principles and achieve a state of conscious command over your own sequence of experiences? When you truly grasp and embody these universal laws, you unlock something remarkable: a conscious command over your own divine sequence. You are no longer a passive observer or a victim of circumstance, but an active participant, a co-creator in the unfolding of your life. You understand that your reality is not predetermined, but is a fluid, responsive creation shaped by your thoughts, beliefs, and energetic output. This is the culmination of the journey where the illusions of randomness and separate control dissolve, replaced by a profound understanding of interconnectedness and personal agency. You learn to navigate the dance of opposites with grace, to harmonize with the universal rhythm, and to wield the creative principles with intention and wisdom. The universe becomes not a chaotic force, but a responsive collaborator echoing the powerful intentions you hold within. You have seen how each principle builds upon the last, revealing a flawless, integrated system of existence. Now, with this knowledge, you are equipped to consciously orchestrate your reality, moving from limitation to liberation by understanding the power you truly wield. Make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this and hit that notification bell so you never miss the next teaching. See you in the next one.